Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another day, another week, another edition, another broadcast of the CranKy Ducklings of H.4.0.S Open Cup number 9. Welcome. It's been a couple of days. It's crazy. It's already been a couple of days. It feels like it's been years, Poppy, since our last broadcast. Hope you've all been doing well. I apologize for the downtime here. Again, we missed out on a couple of days of casting. I do apologize. That was not the initial plan. I did intend to miss out on Tuesday as I was traveling. Fun fact for those who are maybe a little bit curious, I won't dox myself or anything, but essentially I have a sister, I have a nephew, I have a newborn nephew, and I did travel to see them, did travel to meet them. They do not live close to me. It's like a 6-hour drive, and ironically it's like a 6-hour trip to actually get there. So I did travel the outback, the Australian outback, did visit them for a couple of days, did come back. I did come back in time for Kung Fu Cup. Last night was Kung Fu Cup, and I was originally intending to cast Kung Fu Cup, but it's by the time I did, I was too tired. I was I was far too tired. I was just completely worn out. So I opted not to end up covering Kung Fu Cup last night. Likewise, H.4.0.S Open Cup was also last night as well. And if I can't do one, I can't quite do the other either. I just passed the hell out, went to bed. So we missed out on a day of casting. I missed out on Kung Fu Cup, and I missed out on the H.4.0.S Open Cup as well. And we're here to catch up. We're here to make up for some lost time. The H.4.0.S Open Cup was broadcasted less than 24 hours ago, and now we're back with the replays. A big shout out to Kashim, by the way. Kashim, of course, El Padrino of the Polish community, of the Polish scene. He is the person behind Eligulac, and also the person that runs these tournaments. For those that are curious, what even is the H.4.0.S Open Cup, as this is usually held a couple of hours from now. I say a couple, like usually in like 7 hours time from this moment. At that kind of time slot, I should say. It is a Polish tournament. It is a bi-weekly Polish tournament, and I believe we have a couple more of these to go, and there's going to be an offline kind of seasonal finals being set up at a LAN in Poland. You can check out the VODs. We have plenty of VODs of this tournament and plenty of VODs of the LAN as well over on our YouTube channel. Again, we've been casting the H.4.0.S Open Cups and the H.4.0.S SC2 circuits for a couple of years at this point. It's been really great to see the Polish community thrive and the Polish community really have something to play in to compete against each other and improve with each other as well. This is how we got to see the rise of Cristiano and Gerald many years ago at this point, rising through the ranks, surpassing players like Mana. We saw Papi rise up. We saw, of course, Alasia and Spirit go back and forth, and more often than not, Spirit come out on top instead. I would say currently the Spirit, I mean, for quite some time now, the Spirit has been the best player in all of Poland, but again, it's been great to see that rise over the years, that rise over these events. It's been great to bear witness, and it's not over. We have another H.4.0.S Open Cup here for you tonight. So you can already see the matchups here. We have Gerald versus Snoxtar in a PvZ. Also, before we get too ahead of ourselves, a big shout out to Soundo in the chat. Papi. Oh my god. Hello, Soundo. Missed last night because someone was out with the dingoes. Ah, true, Papi, true. Unironically, what did I see? I saw, what was I gonna say? I said feral. A wild kookaburra. There you go. Wild kookaburra. I didn't see any kangaroos. I saw a lot of cows. I saw a lot of sheep. I saw some goats. I saw pelicans. There are a lot of pelicans. Ducks as well. Quack, puppy, quack. On my adventures, on my travels. Maybe I'll post some photos at some point. The best part was meeting the ducks, though. That was the best part. And also chickens. Fun fact, my sister, they own like 7 chickens, and I brought a bunch of eggs back with me. I got a lot of eggs. I'm gonna make some omelets tomorrow. I'm gonna have to make use of them, of course. She's like, Papi, like, I'm drowning in eggs. I can't eat enough. They're just making too many. Help me. I'm like, I'll eat the eggs. I'll do my part. I'll eat the eggs. Let's go. But yeah, we're here. We're back with some Polish StarCraft action. And as I mentioned before, this is going to be a replay cast. So be wary of the bracket link. There's a command in the chat to get a link to the Wikipedia page, but be wary as there are spoilers there. The events did occur less than 24 hours ago. Again, I'm just trying to catch up here live. I'm not privy to the spoilers. I haven't looked at the bracket myself. I never do when it comes to these replay casts. I try to keep myself, you know, secluded away from that and try to focus on what is ahead of us. And I'm excited. I'm ready for it. Here we go. Game 1 between Gerald and Snoxtar going to be on Golden Aura. Let's go. Huh. Give me a moment here while we set things up. Bam. On a planet that orbits its sun by 3 hours, it haven't been years. True. See, Einstein, he knows, Bobby, he knows. And here we go, we're diving into our first series, and spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Golden Aura, we have our Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Snoxtar Gaming. It is Gerald. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have the blue Protoss player. Wait, what? Protoss? Oh, no. What happened, Poppy? What happened? This, you know what? You know who I blame? Eba. It has to be his fault. In the top left-hand corner, we have typically a Zerg player, but he is off racing as Protoss because nowadays everyone's playing Protoss. You know, you have to... How else do you win, Puppy? How else do you win? We have the Polish Protoss player representing Platinum Esports. It is Snoxtar. I'm shaking my head. I didn't even know. I didn't even know coming into this that he was going to be playing Protoss. So already a bit of a surprise here. For those that are unfamiliar, Snoxtar is the cheesiest Zerg player in all of Europe, I think. I think I would give him that mantle. Like, not just cheesiest Zerg player in all of Poland, but in all of Europe right now. I think I stand by that. But here he is switching to Protoss instead. I have heard from him before. I remember he was shooting into OC King of the Hill, and he saw that everyone was off racing. Like, we saw Gerald off race, we saw Eba, we saw a lot of people, even players that we didn't really expect to do so, play the off race instead. And I remember Snoxtar being jealous. I remember Snoxtar being like, I want to off race. I want to show off my Protoss. And here he is. I'm ready for it. I'm excited. 2-gate opener. It's going to be a 2-gate opener here from Snoxtar. Likewise, a 2-gate opener here from Gerald as well. I know that Snoxtar was talking up his Protoss before in the chat, in the Twitch chat, I mean. So I'm curious if there's any bite behind that. You know, is it all bark and no bite, or can he really flex that Protoss? I'm ready. The probe just going to be tasting away here at the mineral line, just being an annoyance. We do have a Stalker Sentry-based opener here from Snoxtar. Gerald across the map, being a little bit greedier here, going for a single Sentry-based opener. So basically, Gerald, he's cutting some corners, and with this saved minerals, with this saved resources, we can go for a faster expansion or go for fast attack. I'm curious. I'm excited. Let's go. As the probe is finally going to be going down, Stalker is coming out. Behind this, there's that faster Nexus is going to be thrown down here for Gerald. So Gerald, he will have a more economic opener overall, only making a single sentry so far. And Snoxtar, how do we respond with an all-in? Gateways across the map, it's going to be 3 gates in total. This could be a 4-gate all-in. We could go for a Robo. To be fair, if there was a Robo alongside this, it would already be on the way. We would already be seeing that Robo in production. So without it, this is feeling a little bit different here. I'm leaning more along this along the lines of a 4th gateway. Until then, though, we're moving out across the map. 2 Stalkers, 2 Sentries. Expansion from Snoxtar. Okay, I was waiting for the money to be spent somewhere, and it's being spent on a base. And I wonder, do we even intend to saturate that natural? Or are we just throwing everything down again? The natural base has been scouted. Looks like Snoxtar is going to be transitioning, at least from Geralt it looks to be the case. But here come the Warpins. Here come the reinforcements from Snoxtar. 3 Stalkers, 3 Sentries against what? Against 1 Stalker, 2 Sentries here out of Geralt. Geralt does have the shield battery. Because his Nexus is so fast, he will have the overcharge available as well. We'll have it available, and here we go. We're diving on in. Show us the force fields. So far, decent force fields, but the shield battery does kick in. We shut down one of those Stalkers. We shut down a second Stalker as well. And with the overcharge, Gerald does not lose a single unit. Takes down 2 Stalkers and a Sentry. Did I say 1 Sentry, 2 Sentries, 3? Oh, it's all going to go down. It's all going to go down at this point. Barely the Sentry does not escape. That was a brutal fight for Snoxtar. You can see the trades here. 2 Stalkers, 3 Sentries for 1 Sentry. Ay, ay, ay. Not a good trade. Finally, we catch one more, but the Immortals arrived. Behind this, we had a Robo-based opener. The Immortal has arrived, and Geralt is completely shutting this down. And behind this Snoxtar, he just doesn't really have much going for him. He does have a Twilight Council. Charges on the way. Interesting upgrade. But before we can get into charge, for Gerald, he's going to be cleaning this up and moving out across the map. Here comes the War Prism to reinforce. He only has 2 gateways, doesn't have the most reinforcements behind this, but there we go, Twilight Council's on the way. And Gerald can soon push out. Snoxtar in a rough position. I mean, he's got an okay worker count, but his tech is lacking, and even then his worker count is low. Looks like his plan is to maybe take a 3rd base and expand. Gerald is going to engage here in the center of the map. Immortal pushes forward. Oh! So you get a Stalker. Getting a 2nd Stalker as well. Getting a Sentry. Oof. Snoxtar in quite a bit of trouble here. I mean, he will soon have charge. His charge is finishing up in a couple of seconds. That is true. But even with charge, it's going to be difficult to engage. Especially with these force fields. Yeah, boys are being pulled. And we just pull back here to the choke point, to the ramp. And just like that, half the Zealots can't even engage. Now they dive in. Good juggling here out of Gerald. Does save his Immortal. With these reinforcements, it looks like Snoxtar is going to be able to barely hold on. Even then, oh my god, the choke point is brutal. GG gets called. The force field's a little bit too good, and Gerald will take game number 1. GG. And the question becomes, is Snoxtar going to commit to Protoss? That was game 1 is Protoss. What do you have in store for us for game number 2? Let's go. I'm ready. I'm excited. Show us what you got. Again, Snoxtar, he usually plays Zerg. Zerg is his main race. And we've seen Snoxtar take it to Gerald to the pass with his Zerg. With his Protoss, that was my first time seeing it. And talking a little bit about that game and walking back a little bit to game number 1, the biggest problem there was I was going to say indecisiveness. It wasn't indecision, but it was just a suboptimal build out of Snoxtar. Basically what happened was it looked like he was trying to fake out a more standard game by going for that Nexus. When he did, it was going for like some half-committed aggression with only 3 gateways. You know, his goal there was maybe to hopefully catch his opponent being greedy. The goal there was maybe Gerald cuts too many corners, we rock up, we can pick off a couple of units here and there. If there's no shield battery, we can get a lot done, and then we can get ahead. But alas, Gerald was playing a little bit too safe for that, and yeah, Snoxtar just fell behind immediately. And now we're getting to our next game. And, oh, he's playing random! Oh, I see. He's not playing Protoss. Snoxtar! He's playing random. He's crazy. Oh my god. And here we go, spawning in the top right hand corner of Dynasty. We have the Polish Protoss player, the red Protoss representing Storm Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Gerald. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Terran player representing Platinum Esports. Usually a Zerg, last game Protoss, but now rolling Terran with his random. It is Snoxtar. Shaking my head, shaking my head. So yeah, we know how Snoxtar plays Zerg. Now we've seen a bit of his Protoss, and now we are bearing witness to his Terran. SCV moves out across the map. We have run Rax back at home, and I'm feeling maybe a second Rax across the map. Snoxtar, show us what you got. There it is. It's going to be 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper here at a Snoxtar. Quite an aggressive build here. Not all in by any means, but is aggressive nonetheless. We'll see how good his micro... Oh, never mind. Okay, sorry. For a moment there, I thought I saw a third gateway. Sorry, a third Rax on the way. But it is only 2 Rax. So yeah, from here, we should be transitioning into a longer micro game. We'll see how good the micro of Snoxtar is with his Reaper control. As the probe dips in, does pose a threat here as being a bit annoying. Does force an SCV off the mineral line. But the probe should eventually be dealt with by the initial unit. Catching up with the chat. Wild Kookaburra, you can't keep them as pets. Unfortunately not, I don't think. I don't know. I don't know what the rules are on that. It's okay. It's not a duck pappy. If you want ducks, you want ducks. Does this mean we'll get a stream from... We'll get a stream from an egg-filled hot tub? Oh. Oh, let's go. And it is 3 racks, by the way. We have 1 racks back at home. We have 2 across the map. Now, I assumed it was going to be 2 racks Reaper, but no, my apologies. We're going to be going for a 3 racks Marauder. With the fast tech lab, we can rush into Marauders, or we can go for Stim. There it is, Marauder production is underway. Concussive shells being researched as well. We're going mass Marauder. This is an interesting variation here from Snoxtar, and we'll see if it goes unscattered. Gerald is moving out across the map. He scouts and sees that something is wrong because he sees how little there is to work with. Zeld is moving out to ideally try to get eyes on the expansion on the Pocket base or the natural here towards the left-hand side. And Gerald, he is moving out. As he moves out, probe is spotted. You can see that Snoxtar is checking for the gold base. Hasn't been taken. Regular base instead. Zeld moves in looking for a CC. There is no command center on the low ground. As we can see, we're still just amassing Marines, and we're pulling the boys. Let's go. The boys are being pulled. Snoxtar pushing down onto the low ground. 1 Marine already taking a lot of damage. No. 2 Marines go down. Massive pickups already. Not worth of a Snoxtar. And he's going to lose the 3rd Marine. Very clean micro here out of Gerald, shutting down 3 Marines at the same time across the map. Snoxtar, he does rock up. But we have a shield battery, we have an overcharge, we have boys being pulled. We are defending. There's that recall back home. The Stalker barely alive, but will help out. And the boys have arrived. Worker on worker action. We have 3 Marauders and 1 Marine. The overcharge will keep us alive. Goes behind this, going for a robo. Going for a robo into Immortal production. There we go. The Immortals on the way. More workers being pulled. And we're trying to focus on that pylon, but we already have a backup pylon behind this. It doesn't even matter. We have plenty powering up these these shield batteries. And the gateways on the high ground as well. Marauders doing what they can. I mean, hey, they're quite sturdy here. They do make their way through one of those Stalkers, but show us the force field. Up! There this force field has been thrown down. The Marauders are stuck. They cannot advance. And they're barely squeezing through. We focus on 2 Marauders. We're getting on top of the pylon, but we have the Immortal. Does come out in time. Does focus on the Immortals. Gets 1. And we'll get the 2nd as well. Yeah, we clean this up. GG gets called, and Gerald will take the series 2-0, taking down Snoxtar. GG. GG, well played. Not the series that I was hoping for. It was a fast series, which I was expecting, but yeah, I was looking forward to seeing Snoxtar Zerg. I mentioned before that we have seen Snoxtar take players like Gerald down in the past with his cheesy Zerg style, but yeah, here he did try to flex his random, flex his other races, and unfortunately unable to keep up with Geralt. Again, game 1 was a little bit lackluster. Like, it was a weird build choice made by Snoxtar. He was punished for it. Here in game number 2, I do like the all-in overall. Unfortunately, the execution was lacking a little bit. Like, we saw how Geralt picked away, and he picked off so many Marines early on. I want to say 4 Marines. And 4 Marines doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're all in, and when you have like 2 Stalkers to your name, like 4 Marines can mean everything in the defense and an offense as well. So unfortunately, it looked like Snoxtar, either his micro was a little bit lacking, or maybe more importantly, his attention was a little bit lacking, just because he was trying to push out, and also he was being like caught out back at home as well with his reinforcements. So there was a lot going on at once, and again, maybe a bit of a lapse in judgment there from Snoxtar with his allocation of his attention. And with that, Gerald does take the first series. GG. GG, well played, Gerald. He will advance on into the semifinals. This is a quarterfinals match. Speaking of, hopping on over, we have another series here. Oh, sorry, this is a quarterfinals match. I was just checking. Speaking of, we have another quarterfinals match. The winner of this series advances on to the semis to face off against Gerald in the next round. It's going to be Spirit versus Rojin. Let's go.